Billowing Hilltop podcast. I'm here with Lucas and Paul. Hello, Lucas and Paul.
Hello.
We are at an interesting juncture with our heroes. It looks like Burple is in some sort of trouble. He's been dragged over the edge of the cliff. And it looks like you've finally encountered Grallak Kur, the end of level boss, I guess you'd call him, of this section with the Grey Woodsman. Yep. I don't know what you think about where we are at the moment.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's quite. I think you're in some trouble.
I think some people are in more trouble than others.
Yeah. Although, Mike, I have some questions.
Okay. What about the situation?
No, about the orrery.
Shall I go and put the kettle on?
Yeah, you can go and put the kettle on. I mean, you know that I'm studying astrophysics.
Okay. Yes. Well, as you do.
Not full. Yeah, as you do. You know.
Is Parker studying astrophysics?
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, he is. No,
Parker
polishing the centre of symmetry. So, I mean, that's a telescope in a certain sense.
Parker is the closest thing to any kind of cosmologist that our little group has got.
Does he know more than Lucas?
We're
about to find out. He certainly knows more than me. I think we're going to discover that pretty shortly. Anyway, sorry, what is your question?
Well, so I did love the names of the planet.
Yes.
But the thing that I came up with was...
Yes.
It seems that this is all set in about, 16th, 17th century kind of vibe going on there. I don't know.
Okay, the flavour is maybe late medieval, Renaissance, perhaps. Yes.
So, of course, you were mentioning in this orrery, it already had the hero of Spang.
The hero of Spang, yes.
Now, given the way that the orrery worked and your description, the hero of Spang is definitely Pluto. Pluto wasn't discovered until this century.
Right.
So that implies, and you said that people don't know.
Oh, I see. There's a misunderstanding. There's a simple misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And that is that you must have got the erroneous impression that I have the foggiest clue about what I'm doing. I haven't directly linked the planets and the whatever to any kind of real world discovery something.
Right.
So,
apart from the references to Mars.
Apart from the reference, well, okay. So some of the there is a
not Mars, Marx.
Yeah, I think you could say that the
worker
bee named with a light touch, Paul.
Genius.
Oh, okay.
Hearth.
Genius. Hearth, yes.
Superty. Where did you come up with Superty? Is that just silly, or has that got some...
It's not silly, Lucas. It's got a deep etymological root drawn from the full and complex language tree that I have developed for the world of Hearth. Also, it sounds a bit silly, and it sounds a bit like Jupiter.
Yeah,
but that's
Uterus, theme tune, and hero of Spang. Or the hero of Spang is way off the scale, isn't it?
Joanna suggested I missed a trick with Uterus, which is a mildly amusing name. But my anus would have been funnier.
But hero of Spang, I mean, wouldn't Duplo or something like...
Oh, well, I couldn't think of anything.
You did do it in about 3 minutes.
Yes, true.
Yes, I mean, I don't know if the impression has been given that I invented all of those names on the spot while we were playing. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. Okay, a couple of things could be further from the truth, but it's...
That brings me to my second question.
They were worked out in advance. I have a Word document. Back to your question.
Sorry, the second question is, in this orrery, given that they know that hero of Spang is a possible combination, are there moons around Superty?
I don't think there are moons specified around Superty. There are two
in the orrery.
Moons. This model of your solar system, whatever you want to call it, is based upon speculation. I think we've discussed this already. And there aren't any marked moons on the orrery for Superty or Satnav. There are 2 moons marked for Marks.
Right.
Harpo and Zeppo.
Okay. Because, how can I put this? If you were able to see the moons of Marks...
Yes.
Then you would most certainly be able to see the moons of Superty. And Satnav as well.
What I didn't realise, Lucas, when I was doing this, and I should have remembered...
that I was going to be a pedantic git.
Yes, you were going to be an astrophysically qualified pedantic git. And if I'd known that, I would have spent a bit more time on it.
I have a question. What about Darwinism?
Darwinism...
What about the concept of evolution?
I don't know. I haven't got into any of that yet. We're going to explore the world very slowly, Paul.
Excellent.
I'm getting over philosophical on this, but obviously the thing is, it's very interesting to think about alternative counterfactuals, but most of the time, sort of scientific discovery.
It is interesting.
No, I mean, these things often, so the point I'm trying to make is often these things go in tandem. So if you're in a world where effectively people have been able to conjecture the existence of the hero of Spang,
Yes,
but they've not seen, they've not seen that Super T has moons.
Yes,
then that wouldn't sort of match up, if you get what I mean. I mean, these scientific progress.
I understand. Yes, I can only apologise for the lack of logic. Anyway, I think we've answered your questions. I think I've answered your questions thoroughly and fully, Lucas, and you must feel a bit of a fool, to be honest, for having challenged me. I think we should probably get on with the episode. Thank you for your questions, Lucas.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on your podcast app of choice. You can find us at www.billowinghilltop.com or email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'd love to hear from you. But let's get on with episode 24 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Jump!
The problem with D&D, you see, is that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
If you're not already dead.
If I'm not already dead.
You might already be dead.
Really?
Well, we'll get to that. So we left things basically in the... how is everybody, by the way? Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Marvellous. It's too hot for D&D, by the way. It's just way too hot. Burple. Deary me. Where we left thing... Where did we leave? Oh, yes. Okay. So there's a creature that's appeared. It's floated up from the darkness. You're in a chamber fighting a bunch of these little twiglety twig monsters.
So does Workerbee have a moon?
I don't know. I was extemporizing, Lucas. I don't know if Workerbee has a moon, or even if there is, in fact, indeed a Workerbee, because, of course, that orrery could be a work of fiction. But we're not going to get bogged down in that, because chatting about the world in which this adventure is set bores Johnny, according to his social media work this week. So there we go. We don't want to bore Johnny, do we? Now, you might fall asleep. That's why you were pissed off by that episode, Johnny, because it's another one that you fell asleep in.
Another one.
Yes. I'm not going to fall asleep anymore because I'm not commuting. I'm not lying down.
I am.
Paul, are you wearing your Victorian nightshirt?
No, I'm not.
You haven't got yourself a hat. That's even worse.
By now.
It's too hot. I won't tell you what I'm wearing, but it involves socks.
Are you wearing... Oh, God.
Not a lot else.
I would like to get back to the death of Burple, if that's...
Okay, so... right. So, yes.
So,
right,
is it a humanoid, the thing that's pulled me over the side?
Let's pick things up one at a time. Just because for the benefit of the...
Because I have a cunning plan, if it is.
Hold up. The benefit of both of our readers. Parker and Cuthbert are hanging back from the main action in the passageway and are being pursued by one of these twiglety creatures that's crawled out of the kind of weird tree rooty walls, like sort of creaked out of the wood. And it looks like they can travel through these tree roots. But it also looks like that diminishes them somewhat in terms of their kind of potency. That's the first thing I would say. In the chamber itself, or rather in the entrance to the chamber, we have Grimbold and Sessions, and they are in a fight with two of these twiglety creatures. Burple was also in the fight with these twiglety creatures.
But she hadn't said twiglety creatures. I really fancy twiglets. I haven't seen them in ages.
They're just sticks covered in Marmite.
I know. Well, I like Marmite.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know. Did you see that there's a new Lynx Marmite?
Yes. Wrong.
No.
A Lynx Marmite, as in an...
I think it's just one of those
deodorant.
One of those classic things that's just made up, isn't it? It's like, it's not made up, but it's like, hey, wait a second, let's make a Lynx Marmite. That gets both of us loads of social media engagements.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Burple was also in this fight with these twiglets until he was grabbed by a sort of weird, tendrily, creepery, tentacly thing that had flipped over the cliff face to your south. And just as we left things, Burple had been dragged over the edge of the cliff. As he was being dragged over the edge of the cliff, a being rose out of the dark. A being with eyes stitched onto its blind face that are radiating light like twin little fog lamps. I've got a picture of this thing.
Ooh, that's
that I am going to show to you. Did that work?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's horrid.
Ooh.
Oh.
How big is this thing?
It's a little bit bulkier than a humanoid. It's sort of large, but not large as in 4 squares. So kind of ogre-y sort of size, like a big twiglet creature. That's basically what we're dealing with. Flying, levitating something. He's floated up from the dark over the edge of the cliff, lighting everything up with his weird eyes, and sort of cackling and looking mad. And we left things there. Actually, the only thing we need to resolve is what happens to Burple when he's dragged over the side of the cliff. Burple, you drop vertiginously. Is that the right word?
What does that mean?
I think vertiginous actually just is something to do with the height that induces vertigo, so I don't think it's the right thing. You drop abruptly, yes, and then your fall is arrested, and it turns out that the tendril that has grabbed you belongs to this creature, which has somehow sort of implanted itself on the cliff face. It looks like a
It's a roper.
Stalagmite?
It's a roper.
Yeah. Stalagmite, stalactite, you've got to have a system.
Stalactite is tight. It holds on to the ceiling tight.
Okay, well, it's on the wall, so it's...
Stalagmite's on the floor.
It's a stalactite. It's a stalagluft. And it tries to bite at you, Burple. And then that'll be the end of the bad guys, and we'll pick up action with Parker. Right. This is not good, Burple. I don't know how many hit points you've got, but this could end very badly. But let's just see what happens. It's attacking its advantage as well. Because you are restrained.
So, can you just please clarify the situation? How tall is the cliff? How high?
Yeah, you can see down, can't you? The cliff is... Let me check for you. One moment, caller. That's the sort of information I have in my brochure. It's about 50 feet down to the floor. You can see a floor dotted with rocks and stalagmites poking up at you. But it all sort of, disappears into shadow.
It's 50 foot from the top. And how far down is this roper?
About 6 feet, 5-6 feet. It's in the second square down the cliff face.
Right.
And floaty person is floating with its feet level with the cliff. Yep. So it's sort of floated up into full view of you. That looks like it's used its actions to get to there. Right. This thing rolls a 5 and another 5. I don't think that's going to hit. I think you've been spared. It basically tries to eat you. It hits armor class 12.
Is a miss.
Is a miss. Well, that is massively fortunate. There's a thing in front of you, Burple. It looks like a stalagmite stuck on the face of the cliff. It's trying to eat you. Yeah. And it's got multiple tendrils, 2 of which are over the cliff and have grabbed hold of Grimbold.
Okay.
The rest are all thrashing around. Parker.
So this creature on me, well, I think I will just do a produce flame at it.
Right.
It seems to be hurting them.
You're next to it, so is that a range attack?
That's a good point. We need to check that. Right, it's a range attack. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so, you cast a spell. Hurl the flame at a creature. Okay. Yes. No, okay, well then I will hit it with a shillelagh.
Okay.
Instead, rolling an 8 for a armor class 13.
Armor class 13 is a hit.
Doing
They've got a lousy...
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
4 points of bludgeoning. 4 points of
bludgeoning. Well, it will be bludgeoning if it's.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean
that's the unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Is a 2 hitting armor class 8.
No, that is a miss, I'm afraid.
Is a miss. Okay. Well, there you go.
You would little. It's. Remember, it doesn't look as strong as the others.
Were there 2 of them?
Well, 2 were moving around, but only 1 has emerged.
Okay. The other one is holding back.
Possibly. You're not really sure what's going on there. Let's move on to Cuthbert.
Holding back the...
Okay. Cuthbert.
By the way, tonight's beer was once again Wiper and True, Kaleidoscope Pale, and Ice Cold. Man alive. Hey?
Delicious.
Dungeon fuel.
Cuthbert is going to move to Thar.
He's
got a few things he can do.
Sessions.
He can, first of all, he's going to do a second wind. Giving him 1d10 plus.
So it's difficult ground, yeah?
Yeah, he's got the move. He's got that movement. That's his
He's got the moves. Okay.
I'm just getting my. He's doing a second wind, getting 9 hit points back.
Yeah.
And then he's going to attack the Greeble in front of him.
Okay, this
tree thing with
twiglet thing, yeah. The thing that's attacking Cuthbert. The thing that's attacking Grimbold.
Yes, I'm doing it with a +1 short sword.
Okay.
Hitting armor class 14, rolling
is
an 8.
Enough. Yeah, is enough.
Ooh. Doing 7 points de damage.
Got it.
I think you'll find that's it.
That's it. Okay. Oh, of course, because the bonus action was used on your second wind thing, so whatever it is that you're moving. Right, got it. Right, let's go to Burple. So, Burple, this thing. It's like it's got a great big mouth, loads of tendrils. It's got you grabbed. It looks like it's going to try and eat you. Let's talk about the restrained condition and the grappled condition, because this is important. Yep. So you don't have any
disadvantage, basically.
Yes.
I can cast spells though.
You can.
With my spell, with my verbal component.
And does it actually say that you can't cast spells? Or does it?
It doesn't.
Let's make sure, shall we? It's probably wise. I mean, it doesn't say so. At least it doesn't say so under grappled.
Nor under restrained.
Nor under restrained. So I think you only need one hand free to perform the somatic elements of a spell. I'm going to be nice. Let's see how you do. What are you going to do?
Somatic component. It's only a verbal component.
Oh, well, then you're fine.
I'm whispering to it.
Oh, dissonant whispers.
Dissonant whispers. So can I have a wisdom save? DC 13, please.
Wisdom save DC what, sorry?
13.
Rolls a 9. Let's check that wisdom save. I think it's going to have failed. It fails.
Okay, so it takes, firstly, 4d6 point of damage.
What?
4d6 points of damage.
So it takes
roll that damage.
Point of damage.
Nice.
15 points of damage. Okay, let me just get that. And then it's going to run away?
Yes.
Right, how does that work? Talk to me about the running away.
I don't know. All right, so I'll tell you what it says, but
what
it
that's
means.
Good enough. Yeah, that's fine.
So on a failed save, it takes damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. The creature doesn't move into obvious dangerous ground, such as a fire or a pit. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move.
Yeah, okay. We have to have a think about this. It seems to me...
Yes, seems to me too.
That there are complications around this.
Yes, I think the point is it's
it's scared of you.
Discordant melody, and only one creature can hear, racking it with terrible pain. It basically wants to get away from me as much as possible. There is an obvious way it could do that.
Yes, exactly.
Or it could up onto the ledge.
Well, see, the other thing is it could. So if it moves away from you but retains a hold of you, it's not moving away from you. So it's got to let go of you.
Right.
That's the issue.
Yes. But maybe it doesn't want to.
Well, then probably doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want to do anything, but you've just made it with your dissonant nonsense.
Either way.
If I was, I'm tempted to sort of either it moves away from you, but it's so stupid. You see, I've got another thought, which is that it just holds you away from it. And right, these tentacles are 50 feet long.
Yeah.
So it could move away from you as fast as it possibly could and leave you where you're standing without letting go of you. That's really the question. The question is it terrified of you? As in, is it like, runs away from you, would let go of you? Or is it
not
like
terrified, it's racked with terrible pain.
It's racked with terrible pain. What are we going to do here? Well, this is something that the rules had not...
You're the DM.
Imagined. I know. We're going to roll. It's always the answer. We're going to roll the d6. On a 1 or a 2, it retains hold of you, but moves away from you as far as it can. Yep. So it'll basically leave you where you are, or maybe even extend its tendril away from it. and move away from you. It just doesn't want to be near you, but it's not going to let you go. That is kind of the ideal outcome for you.
Is it?
Well, 3 or a 4, it lets go of you. Yeah. And moves away. Yeah. 5 or a 6.
Well, hang on. So it lets go, so I fall.
Yes.
And it moves away. What? Where? Up onto the top, or?
Well, it would probably just move away from. I mean, let's have a look at the intelligence of this thing.
It's quite intelligent. I think you're going to find.
Is it quite intelligent? It has an intelligence of. Well, it's got an intelligence of 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a jellyfish, but it's somewhere in the Boris Johnson. It's sort of more of a sort of Dominic Raab, Grant Shapps area of intelligence. What would Grant Shapps it's always a really. See, this is the thing. We've talked ourselves into a corner, and all we really needed to say was, what would Grant do? What Grant would do is Grant would hold on to you and run away from you, and then realise when he'd run away from you that he was still with you and go. Aah! That's what Grant would do. Yeah. I think he's probably gonna. Well, so 1 or 2, it holds on to you but moves away. 3, 4, it lets go of you and moves away. 5, 6, it just lets go of you and stays where it is because it's got 2 tendrils in play with Grimbold that it doesn't want to unhook. Here we go. Rolling a d6.
Remember what those were?
Yeah, 1 or 2. It's the good one. It moves away from you but leaves you where you are. So it moves. It takes its reaction. I guess you'd have an attack of opportunity, but I don't know that that's relevant. You have a reaction left, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it would move in its go, would it? Or...
No, it
uses its reaction
to move, so it moves now, right?
Yeah.
It can only move 10 feet, by the way. It's incredibly slow. So it moves 10 feet away from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it extends its tendril or leaves you where it is, paying out tendril in order to keep you at a distance. Therefore, you don't fall 55 feet, which arguably would be really, really not good, leaving you alone at the bottom of the chasm, in the chasm of the weird floaty monster.
The chasm of the weird floaty monster. I
I'm not sure any of them are particularly good.
It's up to you. None of them are great. Anyway, as it happened, that could have been worse. Do you have a weapon to hand?
Yeah.
Do you want an attack of opportunity on it?
Can I get an attack of opportunity on it?
Cut the tendril. Sorry.
Can you do that if you're restrained to take reactions?
It doesn't. Does it say you can't do that? Cool, we're really just absolute.
Well,
this is the rules.
Yeah, it doesn't say you can't.
In the rules lab with Dan and Mike. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't say you can't.
It doesn't say you can't. So yeah, you can.
I mean, do you threaten a square if you're restrained?
I think you can, just at disadvantage.
Just a disadvantage, right? So, so I'll have a hit on it.
Yeah, go for it.
+5.
Yes.
So, hit number 1. Hit. I'll just roll 2d20 and see what comes up. A 1. A 1 comes
well,
up.
That one rather puts pay to all other speculation.
Yeah, it does.
That's kind of the end,
Drop
as it
my
were.
sword down the chasm.
I think
Push
that would
it through your own leg.
That would be. Yeah. Now you. Okay, well, you've used your round anyway. That's it. You're done. Let's move on to Grimbold.
Right.
Grimbold, you are seized
Grimbold.
by 2 of these things.
Sorry, what are the rules for breaking a grapple again?
Let's go to that. I will tell you
It's
that now.
acrobatics or athletics versus
It is. Let's have a look at that bit.
and it's an action to do it.
Yeah.
I can use athletics or acrobatics against its athletics. Athletics.
So,
So it's an opposed roll, right?
and it's an action. It's not a move.
So
action.
basically, I make a strength check. My strength is strength brackets athletics against your either strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, got it.
Well, it's got, I think it might have a fixed DC, actually.
I think it's a
Oh, it does. I have a fixed DC. Oh, that's much worse for you guys. Okay, damn.
But does it? I mean, it's not 50 foot away from me. It hasn't moved, I suppose.
It can only move 20 feet.
Does it look like it's going to be difficult to break
10
free?
feet. It can only move 10 feet. Sorry. So what?
Does it look difficult to break free?
Make
Well, I've broken free of one of them so far.
what's?
I was grappled by 2.
It's a difficult one. I mean, yes, it does look difficult. I mean, if we're doing the tiered DCs, like what the number represents, I think the number that you need would be classed as kind of difficult, challenging. Yeah.
So 15, probably. And do I think I can attack the tentacles with my weapon? With that?
Yes, you do.
Right. Okay, I think I might just attack. It's disadvantage, isn't it?
You're at disadvantage, yep.
Okay, well, I've got a shadow blade in one hand and a dagger in the other, so I'm going to stab
a tentacle.
A tentacle. Sorry, just get the thing up.
How many tentacles are on you?
2.
2. Did they both wrap around me, or?
Yep. How do I know this?
Because you wrote it down.
Because I listened to the end of the show.
Okay. So
I have to say, I listened to the end of last week, this afternoon, doing my prep for tonight, and it was just like, oh dear. I didn't realise it was that bad.
Well,
I'd forgotten about Grimbold being grabbed twice.
The shadow blade. Yes. So it does 2d8 psychic damage.
Well, right.
Does that mean it's actually going to be able to cut the tentacle, or is it going to do psychic damage on its?
Let's not overthink it. There's a rule about how much damage you need to do to a tentacle to make it go away, and if you do that much damage, it goes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will strike it with the shadow blade.
Yeah.
The first roll is a.
Unless it's psychic damage, of course.
20. Sorry, a 10.
Armor class 10 is a miss.
Well, I missed.
It's so easy. That 10s and 20s get very. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, no. So.
Ashley. Who's Ashley? Okay.
Actually. Okay, and the dagger.
Bloodfin dagger.
So the first roll is a 20. 21.
21 is a hit. How much damage?
And the other one, because I'm attacking disadvantage. Oh, it's cocked, isn't it?
No, it's 3. That's okay. The previous roll was worse than the one you've just re-rolled.
What have you just done?
Oh, it looked cocked to me. It looked cocked.
He rolled a 3, decided it was cocked, re-rolled and rolled a 2.
No, from my point of view, it looked like a 19 or a 3. It didn't.
It did. It says in the side though.
Did it? Oh, I didn't see. I've got it covered up. Excuse me. The side panel is covered up with the initiative panel. I didn't see.
Yeah, I was cleaning it and it went off.
It did look cocked. Look. I should have done a green.
I'm sorry. I thought it was. Should have
done a screenshot. Put it on Facebook.
It did.
You should have paid. It doesn't matter because you missed.
Oh God! Can I try and now move?
You can attack, or you can use your action to try and escape. You can't do both. I think is the rules in it, like the rules written by the people.
You have a speed of 0.
You have a speed of 0.
Because you're restrained.
Because you're a strange person.
Yes.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because Sessions is going to free you.
Yeah.
Any second now. But I mean, he has to really, because otherwise you're going to be dragged over the cliff.
If only I could think of what
very soon.
I don't think I've got anything to pull out.
Dan's thinking, that would be good because then I've got a 50-50 chance.
Don't think I've got anything that's going to help me. No.
It's slightly out of actions. Have you got any kind of bonus actions or? No.
No, I don't think so.
Oh dear.
I'm doomed.
Sessions Epa?
Yeah.
That didn't sound confident.
It's not.
Come on, Graham, I'm relying on you.
How many hit points is Grimbold on? Out of how many?
24.
Out of?
30.
Okay. Well, you could top up his hit points to give him as long as possible, Graham, when he gets dragged over the edge into the maw of the beast.
Yeah.
And you've got a crushing coin. You could bash against this.
The problem is in my position, even if I did somehow manage to kill it, I have a 55-foot drop ahead of me.
Yeah. What is 55 feet? It's 50 feet, which is 5d6?
I think it's 40.
No, I think that it's 50.
First 10 foot doesn't count, does it? So
it's 45 feet, so it's 4d6, which is 4, 3.5. So it's an average of about 14, 15 points of damage. I know what I'd do.
Is Dan still held?
Yes.
Dan is still held, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It decided to not let go of him, but just to move away from him while holding on to him. An odd decision, but one that basically stopped Dan having to fall 55 feet.
We're doomed. We've still got this bug-eyed thing.
You've got the bug-eyed thing. Well, it's not bug-eyed, it's blind, but it's got eyes sewn onto its weird blind face. In fact, I should give Grimbold, you're looking in that direction. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. And Burple as well. Give me a intelligence checks.
Intelligence or perception?
Intelligence checks. It's you can see the thing. It's whether or not you register what the thing means.
10.
No, nothing. Burple?
12.
12. No, nothing. Okay, fine. Right, back to session. Sorry, we distracted ourselves from your round.
Yeah. So if I do my word of radiance, can I damage each of the tentacles or only the?
There's
only
okay.
one
Very
with the creature?
I do understand. It's the creature. Yeah. So you can specifically target the tendrils with a weapon attack.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's rubbish.
Each tendril can be attacked. Well, hold up. Actually, each tendril can be attacked. That's a very good question. I don't think they've thought this one through because they don't know.
I think it's a creature. Each creature that you can see. So the tendrils.
Yeah, it's the creature. Okay. So you can. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Doesn't really help on the tendrils squishing.
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to summon the crushing coin.
It's already summoned.
Oh, is it? In that case, I'm going to send it careering back at the one that's right next to all of us.
So you're bringing it back to attack the twiglet that's on Cuthbert and Grimbold and you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a tendril.
Yeah, not a tendril. Rolling a natural 20.
Oh, a natural 20. You've got a decision to make. Would you like to go for you want to gamble on trying to get on a critical card, or do you want to just go for the double damage?
That's a good question. I think I'm going for it.
You're going to go for it. So you need to make a standard hit with the crashing coin. The crashing coin against this thing. Rolling
a 12, I think.
12 is a armor class 11. It's a hit.
Excellent. Actually, I only got 11, so it's still a hit.
Okay, well, it's one of those. Just start high, bracket the target, try and work out what I need. Open your card. What does it say?
Okay. Spells, I guess, are the bottom one. Resistance is futile, maximum damage, and if the target is resistant to this type of damage, it loses resistance for 1 minute.
Is it, though?
Is it what? Is
it spell damage, or is it's force damage from being hit by this thing?
Oh, okay.
Which is bludgeoning? Which is bludgeoning. I think you get to pick between bludgeoning or spell. Which do you prefer? You're thumping it with an object, yeah? It's really bludgeoning damage. I suppose you could make the argument that it's force damage, so you could say it was spell, but it's up to you.
Bludgeoning. Well, bludgeoning would be rap on the knuckles, double damage.
So you probably want the spell one, which is maximum damage, right?
But it's only one single maximum damage, isn't it?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, so you either roll... so you're going to have to gamble again. You're going to roll and double or take single max.
I think we'll roll and double.
Okay, so bludgeoning damage. Yeah, go for it.
Get rid of that. Okay, so the damage would be 8 on the first dice.
Yes.
2 on the second dice. 10 plus
20
3,
points
I think it is.
20 points of damage. Oh, plus another 3.
How does it become 20 points of damage?
Sorry, 8 and 2. Oh, 10. And then you double. You're rolling the... I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. 10 points of damage plus 3, so 15 in total, 13 in total, whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, it's worth.
I massively misunderstood how that was working. Yeah, it looks well. Basically, both of these creatures that you're fighting in the entranceway of this chamber with the cliff in look about equally unwell. And then there's the one creature that Parker's sort of fighting a rearguard action against, who looks also fairly beaten up. You think that you're really definitely kind of putting pay to these guys. Anyway, what else are you going to do? I
wanted to get into its square, which I failed to do. So, yeah.
I don't think there's a gap to squeeze. I think moving through Grimbold,
okay, so then I will try Toll the Dying on the one in front of the same one.
The same one? Yeah. Okay. With your action, it's a
Wisdom 13.
So Wisdom save DC 13. Okay, it really hasn't got a good Wisdom saving throw. Let's see how it does. It rolls a 20. Rolls a 20 and saves against your spell. I'm very sorry. Okay. I'm not sorry.
That's me done.
Okay, it's the bad guys. Where shall we start? Let's start with Parker. This thing is going to have a pop at you, Parker. Yep. It's just a thump with its axe. 14 for hitting armor class 19.
Is a miss.
Damn it. Down here, we've got the one that's on Cuthbert, Grimbold, and Sessions. It's going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, Grimbold, 3, 4, Sessions, 4, 6, 5, 6. Cuthbert.
Would it go for me? Because I'm food for the big creature.
You're trying to talk me into just attacking either Sessions or Cuthbert?
I know. You might try and knock it out,
all
but
right.
you eat its feed into its maw.
Yeah,
Keep my eyes.
tenderized.
It's all right. I forget I said that.
Okay. I do note that when one of them didn't attack Burple, who was captured last time, you were very annoyed that it wasn't going for Burple. So you'll sort of switch the argument around now that it affects you. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He never would have done that. Johnny wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
1, 2, Burple. Sorry.
It's
That would be harsh on Burple, I think.
I've never done that.
1, 2, Grimbold, 3, 4, Sessions, 5, 6, Cuthbert. Running a D6, getting a 2. It's Grimbold. It's Grimbold.
Poor old Grimbold.
Why?
Rolling a 16, hitting armor class 21,
Yep.
doing a flat 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Yep. The other one, what's it going to do? It can either step up and attack Grimbold, or it can step up and attack Cuthbert. 1 to 3 Grimbold, 4 to 6 Cuthbert. Running a d6, getting a 5, going for Cuthbert. It steps up into the square which the clashing coin is floating around in, and has a slash at Cuthbert with its wood axe, rolling an 18, hitting armor class 23.
Yep.
8 points of damage on Cuthbert. Wow. Okay, that's not good.
No.
That's really not good.
No.
Why are you wounded?
Ooh dear.
How wounded are you, Cuthbert?
We're in a bit of trouble here.
Cuthbert's third down.
Main thing is
Sorry, Cuthbert's about a half.
Mm-hmm. Right. The creature on the cliff. It reels in Grimbold. That's the first thing that it does.
Okay.
Grimbold,
I'm only a small morsel compared to Burple, I think.
yeah, but that's how it works, isn't it? You have the roll.
Yeah, you have
Very
that.
hungry.
You have the roll, and then you have like maybe a bit
have
of
your
salmon on
appetite.
some whatever, yeah. And then
No, I like
then
the
you have,
dessert. I'm
and
the
then you
dessert.
have. I mean, there's a reason it's called Burple. It's because you burp after eating him.
It's not actually why it's called Purple.
No.
No.
It's called Burple because it sounds silly. We all
Are
know
you
it.
suggesting that Grimbold is an amuse-bouche?
Let's say that Grimbold is. Yeah, Grimbold's an appetizer.
Not very appetizing.
Not very tasty.
It's a vol au vent.
From the 70s.
Yeah,
He's a vol-au-vent from the 70s.
he's a vol au vent
Yeah.
from the 70s. No wonder.
Hasn't
pineapple
ever
and-
been eaten since the 70s.
He's a pineapple on a
pineapple
stick.
and cheese stick.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whenever he is, he's been grabbed and dragged by the thing. And oh, hold up. I've got a decision to make, actually.
You can probably only chew one of them in a round.
It can only drag one of you. Oh, no. The roper pulls each creature grappled by it.
Yeah, it's the chew. I think you can only do one.
Okay. Grimbold, you don't make it all the way to the cliff edge. You would have done, but it can't drag you all the way because it's moved away from Burple. But it drags Burple to its maw, yeah, and it
So I
tries.
am pudding then. I am dessert.
It turns out that even though, and it rolls. Oh.
Die.
No, oh
rolls
dear.
Gets stuck
Aye.
in his teeth.
No. I think it just basically swallows him whole.
It's not good for Burple, but let's see.
You don't have luck or anything, Dan?
Oh, we've got the Urt dice.
I think they're on your rolls, I'm afraid. Okay, this isn't good. It's going to gamble.
You're going to gamble.
Ropers are notorious gamblers.
You must have played against some a few times, Graham.
So many hands are all over the
blackjack
place.
table.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Four hands
You've got
at the
like
same
8.
time.
You got 8. Exactly. I'm going to deal myself a card.
Then you have to confirm the hit.
Oh shit! I have to confirm the hit. Okay, otherwise it's just a normal hit. So let's just see what happens for Burple. And 11 is armor class 18.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
18 is my armor class.
Okay, here we go. So, dealing the card. You never could be a drawback. You never know. Here's my card.
I'm going to miss Burple.
I'm not going to miss his singing.
I'm going to miss his singing.
You're going to miss his singing. That's
I'm not going
the
to miss
last
his
thing
singing.
you're going to miss. Yeah. Okay. It's not good. And I've realised, by the way, that we missed something.
What?
I know you guys have to keep me honest, the main problem, the thing that we've forgotten, was Parker's bleed wound from the critical he took last time. That was the thing that made me go, oh shit, when I was listening back to the episode. And it was on his round. He's meant to take bleed damage, and he didn't. Parker, you have been spared. I mean, yeah.
Favoritism.
So I made a complete hash of dealing these cards, so I can't work out how to make them work.
All right, don't do it again.
We had the discussion that I was going to do a heal on that. A heal would work.
Yes.
Yes, we did, but you didn't do a heal because we all forgot. Okay, finally, I've managed to deal myself a card. Let's have a look at this card. It is... Ooh, it's a crunchy. It's eaty damage, isn't it, from the creature? Piercing damage. Oh. Spells with a verbal component have a 50% chance of failing until you are healed. You have a split lip. That's what you got.
Brilliant.
What?
Just
Brilliant.
rubbish.
I mean...
Just rubbish.
Well, so no damage.
Well, no, there's damage.
Oh.
You take normal damage, but that's the only critical effect. So the normal damage that you take...
But that's
so
the spell that I'm using. That's just shit.
That is extremely shit.
The most obscure little effect, actually.
Yes.
Is really shit.
Extremely lucky.
Yes, that's true. Okay, here we go. Doing 8.
Off.
10.
Ooh,
13.
48.
Oh, 15 points of damage.
So I'm healing 15 points of damage, yeah?
Very like that, yeah.
Ooh, this is not looking good, man.
Does Burple live to sing another song?
Well, let's move on to the creature.
We're doomed.
Sessions.
Yes.
And Cuthbert. Let's have a roll. 1 to 3 sessions, 4 to 6 Cuthbert. Cuthbert.
Thank you. We knew that was going to
Radiant
happen.
fire spears down from above you.
Oh, really?
It really does. And it does the following thing to you fire-wise. Can you make a dexterity save? DC 15, please.
God.
There's a flame strike.
What you find out.
I think we're in real trouble here.
Yep.
And let's see what happens. I mean, yes, obviously.
I
but
think we needed a full hit, a full rest.
when I say let's see what happens, I don't mean let's see what happens as in, there ain't no fate for what you make or anything like that. I mean, let's see what happens as in, I'm going to really enjoy it.
I rolled 19 plus 3, getting a 22. Thank you very much.
Oh, piss. Okay, well, you take no damage.
Thank you.
And everybody can see this thing. Sessions, Cuthbert, Grimbold, Burple, can they all make intelligence checks?
Intelligence.
These eyes are sort of moving independently like chameleon eyes,
14.
bathing the chamber with the light from them.
Oh, 15 for me, yeah.
Okay, so there's two things that between you notice. The first thing is that it's moving its eye beams around the room, but it can't see you. It looks like it's guessing. Yes, guessing based on noise. But it's neither of them have lighted on either of you yet, or any of you yet. The second thing is they look like they might be beholder eyes stitched onto its face. Luckily, the small ones, not the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And their little beams of light are kind of playing around in this chamber. And we move on to Parker, who must either heal himself or take bleed damage.
Well, I think I will heal myself. I do have... Let me just check that I have a heal left.
How wounded does this roper look?
I do have a...
How much
first
damage did
level.
you do on it? Oh, okay, here we go. 15.
So I will do a cure wounds on myself.
Quarter, maybe?
Not very, Dan.
No.
Rolling a 2 for 4 points of healing. Does that also then get rid of this
It does.
critical effect?
Yeah, it does. I'm ruling that it does. There's nothing on the card about it, but that seems to be ridiculous. So you cast a healing spell that ends the bleed damage, and you've got away with it last round, and you
Cross
get
off
4
the
hit points
spell.
back. Yep. You want to do anything else?
I don't think I can.
You're all done.
No, it's me done.
Cuthbert?
This man with all the eyes is Grallak Kur, isn't it?
Who's
Yes.
Grallak Kur, we all say.
He's the equivalent of Feldrick.
Who's Feldrick?
He's kind of like them. It's remembering them. Am I the only one?
Yes.
Well, you listen to it more often than the rest of us.
So, my first thought is Parker and Sessions is, shall we just get out of here? Grimbold and Burple are, I'm afraid to say.
They are unfortunately kind of relatives, so you feel you ought to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
My
least
cousin.
for another round.
6 seconds. That's what it's earned you. Yeah, blood is thicker than water. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it's
No.
hang on. Are there 2 of them up there? Yeah, there are. The crashing coins on top of one.
Yeah.
Just put it there.
Yeah,
so
there are
we can
two. There are 2 twiglet creatures on you. Yeah.
Well, in which case, I will do +1 short sword on the one immediately to the south of me.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. Oh, rubbish.
bloody
Just
hell.
running
Use
rubbish.
your Urt dice.
Now might be the time.
What's
I
it called?
could.
Have I got one of those?
Yes. Everybody gets 1 dice a session. You get to re-roll a d20 roll after
And
you
add
know
a
what the number
D6.
is and add a d6.
Okay, I think that is exactly what I will do.
Okay, so you're re-rolling
Re-rolling
and you're adding a
using-
d6.
and adding a d6
Getting
to
a
it.
10
So that's
and
I'm plus
11
17.
is a hit.
God for that. So that's +1 short sword damage doing.
Plus 1 what? The +1 sword. Those big painkillers are really kicking in off full now. They're really good. +1 sword. Pass me another sock.
It's
How much damage?
6 points of damage.
Okay, it looks deeply unwell, this thing.
And then I'm going to do a rapier, hitting arm class 23,
Is a hit.
doing brilliantly 11 points of damage on it.
Dead.
Yeah, I thank you.
Done. Okay.
Done.
That's just one of the little guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it's really,
but
really
it's,
annoying, Paul.
It's really not very exciting.
it's one less.
Die. Yeah, it is one less. That's true. I'm not trying to diss your attempts.
No,
but
no, it's fine.
it doesn't merit a round of applause.
It's alright, I beg your pardon, I shouldn't have.
Was that you, Johnny, who
Yeah,
applauded?
things are desperate though.
Was it?
So-
Wow.
My
It was.
God,
It was.
Very, very
He
grateful.
didn't clap himself. I
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Wow.
it's- he can't. I mean, there's the sock. There's the hat.
we're in
Anyway.
dire straits.
he's seeing double. He couldn't even clap his hands together if he wanted.
Yeah. Burple.
What?
It's your go, Burple.
Yeah, really great set of choices. I have.
No, yeah, you got the split.
I got the fucking split. I've got 2 spells left.
Oh, brilliant. That's all I mean then.
Can't believe it.
Oh, that is just fucking brilliant. This thing's just like.
For how long does this last?
What, the effect?
Yes.
I can't remember. I'm going to say it's. I think it was until you finish a long rest. So, a long time.
So a cure is not going to fix it.
I've recalled the card, so I don't know how I would look. Oh, I can
Cure-
look.
Cure, which of course has a verbal component.
Oh yeah, well then okay, so that's not good.
Surely, if a heal fixes a deep bleed,
Well, no, but bleed damage traditionally in D&D, Pathfinder, whatever, is arrested by a heal spell. That wasn't a critical damage. It was critical damage. I'm sorry, but that's an easier judgment call. This is less easy. I think it was until you finish a long rest.
Do you not have the card to hand?
I can find it.
Okay.
Should we check?
Would you mind while I'm going to ponder what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk in a very stern way. I'm going to say, now listen here, you naughty thing. No, I'm going to... So I could try and break the grapple. I could try and attack one of the tentacles at disadvantage. I could try and cast a spell effectively at disadvantage. Actually, it is a disadvantage. Literally a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's going to be a disadvantage whatever happens there anyway. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So
Give me a moment. I'm looking.
if I break the grapple, is there any chance that I won't fall?
Just look, but let me concentrate on this, right? And then we can get into it. Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to do both.
Okay.
God, some of these are really bad. One of them I just read was, "How did I get here? You forget the last 1d12 days." Here we go. Split lip.
Yeah, that one.
Dan, no. The news is good. Spells with a verbal component have a 50% chance of failing. A 50% chance of failing, so you can still do them until you are healed. It's all good. I mean, it's all better. It's still awful. It's awful, but it's better.
It's a 50% chance of its failing still.
Yeah, but even
How
so.
how does the roper sense? Does it have eyes?
Yeah, I think it's got eyes. Yeah, it's got eyes. Yeah.
So it was out of sight when it grabbed me.
No, it was over the edge of the cliff when it grabbed you and Grimbold.
Right.
But you couldn't see that bit. And then since it's grabbed you both, it then went over the edge with its 10-foot move, which is why it's so close to the top. Sorry. That had been thought about.
I mean, I've got one spell left and do 4d8 points of damage. Do we have enough to kill it?
No, I've done 15 points. I did 46.
Well, it's quite a, it's like must have a challenge rating of 7 or something, a roper. 8.
Those numbers are high, Johnny.
It's number of hit points. Basically, I can do a thunderclap, which has a somatic component only.
Yeah.
And so, but it only does 1d6. Yeah, that's okay.
So a 50% chance of doing 1d6.
No, it's got a somatic component, so it will do.
I see. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It has a save. I could do another one of those dissonant whispers, but that has a 50% chance of failing, and it also gets a save.
Yes.
I have 17 hit points left, which basically is probably not enough to survive another round of it trying to eat me.
But Graham might come up and do a heal on both of us. Hopefully, I don't know.
It's possible.
See, what I'm thinking is I could try breaking the grapple.
I think we're still going to get more tentacles after us. Why don't we just attack it?
Yeah, but it's 50 foot up. How long are these tentacles? 50 foot.
Tentacles are 50 foot long. You think? Well, certainly they reached you easily in the entrance to the chamber.
Are you in 1 or 2 tentacles, Dan?
I'm in 1.
Dan's in 1.
So if I do that and I survive the fall, I could move out of its range.
Yes.
But then I'm faced with the blind hearing guy with the
blind floating
with the beholder eyes.
Yeah.
Sewn to his face.
Yes.
And that's assuming that I survived the fall in the first place. And then I couldn't really heal myself or be healed by anybody else. There's a 50% chance that when I try and heal myself, it fails. So my choices are pretty shit. So I'm kind of, let's try and help the rest of the party and see if we can move it a bit closer to death.
Yeah.
So then, do I attack at disadvantage or do I use a spell at disadvantage?
Well, if it's the spell requires the thing about a spell that doesn't require an attack roll is the disadvantage is irrelevant. If it's a saving throw,
there is a saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah. So you balance that. So dissonant whispers, there's no attack roll, so there's no disadvantage, but there's a 50% chance it fails. That's about the same.
No, so that's true. It's not a disadvantage.
That's right.
Oh, it's not a disadvantage. Oh, well, I'll do that. Sorry, thank you.
Because it's not an attack roll. You're not making a roll. You can't be at disadvantage if you don't roll a d20.
No, but there's a 50% chance that the roll
fails.
Yeah,
no, I do absolutely. Yeah, there's a 50% chance that the spell will fail, but you've got to balance that against the fact that anything you do requiring an attack roll is a disadvantage, including a spell.
No, but okay. So, but I have limited spells left.
Yeah.
I'm going to use. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it with my sword.
Okay, well that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, I have a 50% chance that my spell will fail as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it? Sorry, the spell failure.
Yes.
Is a 50% chance? What did you say?
50%. So if you cast a spell with a somatic component, we roll a d100.
Yes.
And then you decide whether it's 0 to 50 it works or 1 to 50 it works.
Sorry everybody for being really slow. I'm going to try and attack it.
Okay.
And maybe use my last psychic blades if I hit. Right, so hitting at disadvantage at +5. This is a bad idea. It's just not going to work. Okay, so first one, it's armor class 7. Fuck it. Is that a hit? I'm going to use my Ort dice.
Yes.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yes, you're sure? Okay.
Well, what else? Can I use it on something that's done to me?
No.
Right.
You can use it on a saving throw.
No, but
you can't use it on somebody else's attack roll, no.
I can't use it to. Right, okay.
Ort reaches down.
So I may as well.
Ort can reach. Well. He reaches around, actually.
So that's a...
Not he. It.
11, 12, 17. I'm going 17.
Is a miss.
You've got to roll your second hit.
And you've
Yeah,
still got
no.
a roll second miss. It doesn't matter because it's a miss.
17 is a miss.
Just what we couldn't discuss there was its armor class.
Is out of my league, even if I wasn't attacking at disadvantage.
But even it's out of our class.
I don't
Even with the
think
element
I
of surprise, she's out of our class.
Anything else that I can do? No, I don't.
Okay. Gribbledy dimbledy do.
I'm out.
Right. I want to do a chromatic orb. Can I see it?
No. It's
But I can see its tentacle.
yes. You can target the tentacle with a chromatic orb. You can target one tentacle with a chromatic orb. If you do a twin spell, you can target
I can't.
both. Okay. Then you can
Can you target the guy with the eyes?
target the guy with the eyes. Yeah. Grallak Kur.
Grallak Kur.
But I'm just about to be eaten by a thing.
Well, no, you've only got a 50% chance of being eaten this round.
less
If
than
someone
less
else
than
deals with the
50% chance.
roper, then I'll fire it at him then.
Yeah, but it's also going to... It can only eat either you or Dan.
But is someone gonna? Presumably you and Cuthbert are gonna help with the roper?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sooner or later, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll
Well,
do
I
the
might try and
chromatic
heal you
orb.
guys.
Famous last words.
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
How many times have I heard that before?
Never.
Lots of times.
Oh,
You
I
could
knew it was on
do
the
do
tip.
that, then we'll do
chromatic
this and then-
orb the roper when you can see it, if you really want to go for the roper.
This combat gets much better the more beer that I drink.
Right, I'm going to. So I'll take the wise words of Graham. I'll go for the horrible guy with the eyes. So it's a range attack. I'm restrained, so
Yes.
it's going to be at disadvantage.
Yes.
I'm doing it's a second level spell. What do
Yes.
you reckon? Acid?
Don't ask me.
It's not going to be into
I would
acid.
think it's normally acid's a good choice, isn't it?
Okay, acid.
Thunder
I'll
acid.
probably have to use an orc dice if I.
Yeah.
First roll
Okay.
is a 1, but that doesn't matter because I'm a hobbit, which I keep forgetting. I'm allowed to re-roll ones.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
go for it.
Yeah, so I'm rolling a 17. That's gonna be
17.
plus 6.
That is a hit.
okay,
that
and
is a
then
hit,
the other
Grumble.
roll, because I'm rolling at disadvantage,
Yeah.
is a 19.
19. So you have hit, Grimbold. You've hit this thing.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, so
With a
I'm
chromatic
doing 4 points of acid damage, 4 dice of acid damage.
Yep.
A dramatic orb.
19.
19 points of acid damage. That is significant. It reels this thing and hisses and fixes its face upon you. Not literally, because it's too far away. But its head whips round in the direction of where it senses that damage has come from. Yep. Are you going to do anything else?
Well, if I move
You can't
5
move,
foot,
no. You can't move.
Well, I can
You've got a
move
speed of
5
0.
foot.
No, you've got a speed of
can't
0.
move towards it.
Nope.
Okay. All right. That's my go.
Session Zeeper.
Right.
Shall we go?
Run away.
Yeah, it's just go in the other direction.
I won't forget that suggestion, Paul. You've put it out there now. You can't take it back. You've said it now. I won't forget that. Slime ball.
Okay. So the roper is invisible, yeah?
Well, it's not
Where I am.
invisible, but it is not visible to you because it's over the edge of the cliff. The roper is 5 foot. The roper is in the second square down the cliff face, right? So it's somewhere between 5 and 10 feet down, as is Burple.
Here's the thing. If I can see the tentacles, but I can't see the roper, can I target the tentacles with my Toll the Dead spell?
Just told the dead
It
say
says a
that you have to be able
creature.
to.
They all say a creature.
Is it a creature you can see or a creature within range?
You can see within range.
I'm going to say that you can see the creature. The point here is that you center your
Yeah.
effect upon the creature, right? You can see the you can see the tentacles. They go over the edge of the cliff. Does it say a creature you can see within range? Yes.
It does. Says exactly that.
I don't think that's possible. You can target,
Okay.
and I don't think you can target. I don't think you can target a tentacle either.
Okay. I will target with the Toll the Dying or Toll the Dead
The thing,
the eyeball creature then.
Grallak.
Grallak. yeah.
Grallak Kur. Grallak Kur is the
Yeah.
crazed priest of the Grey Woodsman who has been feeding these visions to the others.
Priest. Brilliant. Okay. Well, wisdom.
It has a tolerable
13.
wisdom save. Yep. DC what?
13.
DC 13. It rolls an 8.
Ooh.
Oh, and fails by 1.
So
Shit! You'll only annoy it. Okay. Yep.
You put me off. You see that only annoy it. I only get 2.
2. Is that it?
Yeah. I
Deux
was all
points de
confident.
damage. Well, that's the problem with the big range single dice.
Yeah, and then I will bound the crushing coin towards my hapless colleague.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't get up, but it can get up.
Oh, I see. It can't quite make it.
I can't attack this round, but I can
Right.
move it 20 feet close.
It's party time. First things first, let's deal with Grimbold and Burple. Grimbold, you're reeled in by this creature, dragged over the edge of the cliff. Yep. And it must decide which of you it's going to try and eat. 1 to 3, Burple. 4 to 6, Grimbold. Ready? 4 to 6, Grimbold.
Yes.
So much love in this place.
At advantage, it tries to bite you, Grimbold. Yep. First attack.
I'm going to miss Grimbold.
Yeah, you might actually. First attack hits armor class 18.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, so you take the following damage. Ready?
Yeah.
You take 4 plus, I'm just rolling these d8, 6, 11, 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Munches away at you.
3 hit points left.
Okay. Up here, that's not very useful. Back with Parker, miles away from the action. This other creature is going to have a stab at you, Parker, or a slash at you with its wood axe. Rolling a 1. That's the end of that for that creature. In the chamber entrance, this creature that's fighting Cuthbert and Sessions, it steps up. And it's going to make a decision between Sessions and Cuthbert. 1 to 3, it attacks Sessions. 4 to 6, it attacks Cuthbert.
We know how this is going.
1 to 3, attacks Sessions.
We don't like that.
Rolling to attack Sessions, rolling at d20, getting an 8, hitting armor class. 13
Is a miss.
is a miss. Damn it. And finally, Grallak Kur. Grallak floats gently towards you, Sessions and Cuthbert. He passes the cliff edge and alights in the chamber proper. Yep. Burple and Grimbold, you see him just glide over your head. He utters an incantation, holds his arms out wide, and he is surrounded suddenly by whirling spirits. They look like, you know what the Grey Woodsman looks like, Sessions and Cuthbert. You went to school. They look like aspects of the Grey Woodsman, floating, spectral, trailing figures holding axes that are whirling around Grallak in a cloud. And we'll move on to Parker.
Right, let's see if I can finish this guy off.
Let's see if I can finish this guy off and run away.
So open up the rear, yes.
Well, join the main action, hopefully. So the first one is an 11 hitting armor class 15.
It's a hit. Yep, absolutely. Solid hit. Yep.
5 points of damage.
Yep.
Still alive.
Yeah, still alive. Looks...
Unarmed strike. Oh, the first one, it's a 3 hitting armor class 7.
Is a miss. You want to use your Ort dice?
No.
Okay. We move on to Cuthbert. What's happening?
There's 2 things Cuthbert can do. One is he can try and remember all the details of the scrolls and try and piece them together into some kind of statement to make to Grallak Kur, or he can just hit something, which I think is much more sensible. So the +1 Sword of the East Wind, the thing in front of him,
The Twiglet.
hitting arm class 16.
It's a hit.
So that is going to do a total of 7 points of damage.
It looks very unwell.
And then the rapier.
Oh, I forgot about the rapier.
Oh, well, there you go then. It's hitting a 20.
You're going to take the double or you're going to gamble?
Well, I'm going to take the double.
A wise decision.
So I'm going to do that one first.
Actually rolled a 1.
Which is a run for 5. Do I get to roll it again or do I double that?
You don't need to worry because 5 is enough. You have destroyed it.
Excellent.
It is dead. It withers. It
withers.
turns into a potted plant.
Excellent.
And Is that it, or do you want to move?
And then I'm going to move up towards Grallak Kur.
Okay, so he's surrounded by this whirling cloud of sort of spectral aspects of the Grey Woodman.
Ah, okay.
They're whirling around up to about 15 feet away from him. So,
Okay.
actually up to about 10 feet from you. That doesn't mean you can't run up to him.
No, in which case I'm just going to move a bit further forward.
Okay, a bit less further forward than that, I would recommend. If you're trying to stay out of the cloud, you've moved 5 foot too much. Okay, Burple,
What?
it's your round. Burpley boots.
I'm going to try and break the grapple.
Attack the thing.
You're going to try and break the grapple. Okay, so you're going to be doing so. Now, hold on. I've got a question for Graham, because Graham is the rules master. Is breaking the grapple done at disadvantage?
No, it's not an attack.
And that's what it says, right? It says attacking is at disadvantage. We're happy about that.
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. It's quite specific things that are effective.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Go for it.
Unless
Makes perfect sense to me. I just wanted to make sure that some.
Unless it's breaking the grapple is a dexterity saving throw.
It's not a dexterity saving throw. No. It's an opposed check, or it's just a standard check. It's not even an opposed check. Off you go. Do it. I mean, obviously you've got to roll the dice as well, which is a problem.
I should have saved my Ort dice for this. Anyway, let's try it.
Oh, 15 is enough.
Right.
Now, let's talk about what happens. Okay, so you're free of the grapple.
Yep.
I'm not going to rule that you plunge to the ground, because it's not necessarily implied that you've let go. You could free yourself from this tendril but still be holding on to it, for example, should you so wish. Or you could make a play for trying to grab hold of the cliff face, or you could determine that the best thing to do would be to let go and fall. It's absolutely up to you.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Also, I'm worried about attacks of opportunity as well, but we'll get into that.
So I'm technically in base to base with this thing.
You're threatened by this thing. You're in an adjacent 5 foot square. Yeah, and also you're with its tendril, right? So yeah, you can either let go, make a go for grabbing onto the cliff face, or you could free yourself from the tendril, but maybe albeit briefly, but be still holding onto it. It's no longer kind of wrapped round you.
I'm just thinking the safest place currently is at the bottom.
Yeah.
If I survive the fall.
Yeah, the fall is the issue. Average on a d6 is 3.5, so you're looking at 14 points average.
Yeah.
But average is, I'm rolling my blue dice.
However,
so, yeah.
However, it's how far down are we? We're 40 foot up, or 50 foot up.
You're 55 feet up. We'll ignore the first 10 feet, which makes it 45. We round down to make it 40 for the purposes of damage, so it's 4d6.
So if I move 10 foot, if I climb 10 foot down.
But you need to climb. Oh, hold up. I'm going to allow Tarzan stuff. You're on the end of this tendril. This tendril is 50 foot long.
Right.
You technically could be holding on to it.
Yeah.
I think some rolls are going to be required for you to pull off what you might be able to pull off. But you are on the end of a rope, so effectively you needn't necessarily... You could hold onto the tendril and try and swing down, is what I'm saying, and potentially break your fall a little.
But if the tendril is strong enough to hold me up, it's not really going to just sort of be moved by me, is it?
I see what you mean. It's a solid thing. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, yeah, okay.
So, but what I want to do then is, if I drop, does it get an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Slaps you and grabs you again.
It would get an attack of opportunity. It would have to elect whether or not to use its bite, which you think is unlikely, or the very tendril that you've just freed yourself from.
Don't quite understand how this thing works. So
no, nor do I. That's the problem.
So if I was, where Cuthbert is,
Mm-hmm.
Cuthbert moving back, then provoke an attack of opportunity from the roper.
Sorry, if you were where Cuthbert is.
Yes, because it's got 50 foot.
Yeah, I understand.
How many free tentacles does it have?
It has loads of tentacles. Just to be absolutely clear, the roper has 6 tentacles, and it can attack with 4 of them at any one time.
Right, but the point is about attacks of opportunity. If you move out of range of a creature, that's when you provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
But this thing has range of 50 feet.
Which is what makes it so challenging.
Which basically means that if Cuthbert were to go back up the stairs, he would provoke an attack of opportunity.
I think you need to be in a square next to a tendril, right? There are no tendrils out by Cuthbert. If there was a tendril that had attacked Cuthbert and missed last round and was therefore ending at Cuthbert's square, and then Cuthbert made a move for it, then I think I'd get an attack of opportunity. But it's not going to shoot a tendril 40 feet to get a sort of attack of opportunity on some remote creature. It's not like that.
Well, I think, if you fall down, you don't provoke. Because it's not your own movement.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
You don't provoke an attack of opportunity if an exploding bomb hurls you out of a foe's reach, or if gravity causes you to fall past an enemy.
Oh, well, there you go. There we go. Graham with the rules. Okay, that to me is canon. So if you let go and fall, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity. I retract my earlier threat.
This is why we pay you the big bucks, Graham.
It is.
I'm still not out of the woods. Okay, but that simplifies. I'm going to fall.
Okay, so you're just letting go. You're freeing yourself from the tendril and you're letting go. You throw yourself. This is a big gamble. You throw yourself, Burple, upon the mercy of little Billy Tumble, the child godlet of falling, jumping, and broken ankles. Will Burple survive the fall? Will any of you survive this? We will find out, I think, next time. It's literally a cliffhanger. Not really. It's not really a cliffhanger. It's more of a cliff dropper, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. Well, we'll find out next time. Let's see what happens.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Three Faces of Evil and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!